Hello everybody, I'm Miss Jessica from EVPL McCullough and I'm here with my cat Harper, and we're going to be continuing our chapter book story time. We have been reading Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's Library by Chris Grabenstein, and we are definitely in the middle of them trying to figure out the clues. They've been given some hours where the Dewey Decimal Rooms are locked, and so they're doing some reading and trying to figure out clues. They just called Kyle's brother and I don't know if he's going to be much help. So we're starting with chapter 40 today, and here we go. Really? Said Kyle, astonished. You've got nothing? Well, said Curtis, the only connection I see is Thomas Wolfe wrote Look Homeward Angel, and Lewis Carroll wrote Through the Looking Glass. Both titles have the word look in them, but the two books are otherwise completely different, the two authors as well. Kyle and his whole team stood in stunned silence until Sierra started jumping up and down. Of course, she shouted. Your time is up, announced Dr. Zinchenko. Okay, Kyle said to the computer screen. Thanks, Curtis, that was really, helpful. It was, said Sierra, daintily clapping her hands together like a very polite seal. The computer screen faded to black. What's up? Asked Miguel. I think I know how to crack the statue code. There's a code, said Akimi. Who knew? It'll take time, said Sierra, and I need a computer. Okay, said Kyle, who was sort of shocked to see Sierra so completely jazzed. We'll be in our meeting room, putting together a list of the new Dewey Decimal numbers from the Bibliomania cards, so we're ready to hit the ground running when the doors reopen at 10 tomorrow morning. While Sierra settled into a desktop computer pad, the rest of the team could return to the Bibliomania board game. We should just start flipping over cards and putting together a list of call numbers, Kyle suggested. Sounds like a plan, said Akimi. She plucked a purple card out of the pile. Lose a turn was all that was printed on the other side. Try a different color, Miguel urged. Akimi flipped up a blue card. Take an extra turn was printed on it. So Akimi flipped over all the other blue cards, while Miguel flipped over all the purples. The purple cards all said lose a turn. The blue ones said take an extra turn. Kyle had been checking out the red and the maroon piles. The reds all say pick a yellow card, he reported. The maroons say grab a green card. The grays do the same thing, said Miguel, only they say pick a pink. The tan cards say go grab an orange. So that leaves the colors we've already played. Kyle flipped over a yellow card. In the square root of 48,629.20271209. What the? Said Akimi. Hang on, said Miguel. There's a calculator app in the desktop computer. Kyle read the rest of the cards. Find half of 4, 40, 30. Well, that's 2015 again, said Sierra. And the square root of 48,000 whatever is 220.5203, said Miguel. The King James Bible we already found. Akimi flipped through the rest of the yellow cards. Same with these. They all send us into the religious section to find that Bible verse. Ditto with the greens, reported Miguel. All clues leading to bird songs, warbles, and whistles. And the pinks all lead back to 027.4, said Kyle. I guess they really want to make sure we found Get to Know Your Local Library, which leaves the wild card, said Akimi. She examined the orange deck. Find a rhyme for cart and paperbacks, smart and zodiacs, tart and potato sacks. The art and artifacts room, said Miguel with a sigh. Where, Akimi continued, you need to find a rhyme for Randy, Sandy, or Brandy. The Willy Wonka candy, said Miguel. So, said Kyle, I'm guessing the Bibliomania game was only supposed to help us find the 4 clues we've already found. But we need to know more numbers, said Miguel, because a library should be no place for no bodies. When Miguel made his pun, Kyle and Akimi both groaned. But then Kyle thought of something. This is why Mr. Lemoncello called our timeout a bonus. He knew we'd need a ton of time to find a new source of numbers. Just then, Sierra burst into the meeting room. You guys, I found a whole bunch of new numbers. What? Said Kyle, Akimi, and Miguel. Where? Up on the ceiling. Chapter 41. You need to look up at the Wonder Dome, said Sierra. Huh, said Kyle. Sierra and her whole team were standing together outside the door to the community meeting room B. She hadn't been this happy or excited in a long time. Sierra, said Akini, why exactly are you suggesting we all give ourselves a crick in the neck by staring at the ceiling? Okay, this is a game some of us play online called What's the Connection? I put up a list of authors and you have to figure out how they're linked by the titles of their books. Whoa, said Akini sort of sarcastically. Sounds like fun? It is, but believe me, it's not easy. What'd you figure out? Asked Miguel. Well, like Curtis said, Thomas Wolfe wrote Look Homeward Angel and Lewis Carroll wrote Through the Looking Glass. That got me thinking. And running computer searches. Stephen Sondheim wrote a book called Look, I Made a Hat. Maya Angelou wrote Even the Stars Look Lonesome. And Pseudonymous Bosch wrote This Isn't What It Looks Like. They all have the word look in the title, said Kyle. What about the other 5 authors, said Akini? Did they write look books too? No, they're up there for a different word. Huh? Booker T. Washington wrote Up From Slavery, and Shel Silverstein wrote Falling Up, and Dr. Seuss, said Kyle. Great day for Up. George Orwell did Coming Up for Air, and Todd Strasser has a book called If I Grow Up. So the 10 statues give us 2 words, said Miguel. Yep, look and up. So I did. I looked up at the Wonder Dome. There, did you see it? That string of numbers that just drifted across the 200 screen under the Star of David. 220.5203, said Miguel. Akini knuckle punched Kyle in the arm. This is just like that bonus code thingy you showed me on the school bus. Of course, said Kyle. This is a limoncello game. He always hides secret codes in screwy places. Way to go, Sierra. Thanks, said Sierra, realizing how much more fun it was to play this kind of game with real friends instead of virtual ones on the internet. But we already found the same 200s number playing Bibliomania, said Miguel. True, said Kyle. Check out the sections for numbers the cards wouldn't give us. Everybody craned their necks and focused on the graphics swimming across the 10 panels overhead. Here comes another one, said Sierra. And the 600s right under the floating stethoscope. Got it, said Kyle. 624.193. Woohoo, said Akini. Sierra, you are my new hero, said Kyle. You saved the day. Sierra blushed. Thanks. The spinner, said Akini. Huh? Said Miguel. That was another clue. The Bibliomania game was pointing us to the ceiling too, because in Dewey Decimal mode, the Wonder Dome looks like a giant 3D version of the board game Spinner. Awesome, Sierra, said Miguel. Absolutely awesome. Sierra and her teammates stared at the ceiling for over an hour. At 12:30, they finally lay down on the floor so they wouldn't cramp their neck muscles, because every 15 minutes, the animated ceiling looped through call numbers for every Dewey Decimal room in the library, except one. Then the sequence repeated itself. How come there's no 300s number, said Miguel. Probably because that's the one book we really, really, really need, said Kyle. That limoncello, said Akini. What a comedian. Chapter 42. Peering over the railing on the third floor balcony at close to 2 a.m., Andrew Peckelman saw Sierra Russell sitting all alone in the Rotunda reading room. Andrew had spent the night on the third floor losing video games to Charles. And being reminded of how much he needed to break into community meeting room B to borrow any clues Kyle Keeley's team had gathered to pay Charles back for wasting so much of the team's time on the Anne of Green Gables clue due to his foolish fear of heights. Andrew had promised Charles he'd do whatever it took. If anyone on Team Keeley is going to help us break into their headquarters, Charles had said, it will be the shy girl who is constantly reading. Have you noticed what Sierra Russell uses for a bookmark? No, said Andrew honestly. Her library card, which of course doubles as a key card for meeting room B. Find a way to borrow it. Isn't that illegal? Of course not. This is a library. People borrow books, don't they? Well, yeah. Did I mention that I have 3,000 Facebook friends, 2,000 Twitter followers? Each and every one of them will hear what a weenie and a wimp you are if you don't do this thing to guarantee that our team wins. So Andrew made his way down to the first floor. Sierra, as usual, was reading a book. As he moved closer, Andrew saw a flash of white. Charles was right. Sierra was using her shiny white library card to mark her place in the book's pages. He made his way to the cluster of overstuffed reading chairs. Good book? His voice startled. Oh, hello. Yes. Mind if I join you? He slid into a crinkly leather seat opposite Sierra. So, what are you reading? Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator by Roald Dahl. Oh yeah, I've heard about that book. Where's the rest of your team? They went to bed. Want to get up bright and early before the doors on the second floor open again. Yeah, Haley and Charles conked out too. Guess it's just us bookworms, huh? Well, it's kind of late, said Sierra. I'm gonna go upstairs and... May I take a look? Huh? At your book. I've never actually read it. I just tell people I have. Oh, sure. Sierra handed it to him. Thank you. Andrew flipped through the pages until he found the spot where Sierra had tucked in her library card. Wouldn't it be cool if this library had a flying elevator like in that Willy Wonka movie? Especially if you could use it to crash through the roof like Charlie and Wonka did. That'd be a pretty cool way to escape from the library, huh? Yeah, I guess. That was when Andrew made the switch. He slipped his library card into Sierra's book and palmed hers. Charles would be so proud of him. So, he said, closing the book, did you ever read The Elevator Family? No, I don't think so. It's all about this family that lives in the elevator of a San Francisco hotel. And let's just say the book has its ups and downs. Andrew laughed hysterically because it was one of the funniest jokes he knew. Sierra just sort of chuckled. Ha ha ha. He handed back her book. Overhead, the Wonder Dome dissolved out of its Dewey Decimal mode, and with the swirl colors became a bright green bedroom with a pair of red-framed windows, looking out on a blue night sky with a full moon and a blanket of twinkling stars. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon, and a picture of a cow jumping over the moon. The ceiling had become the bunny's bedroom from Goodnight Moon. A quiet old lady bunny in a frumpy blue dress hopped into the rotunda reading room. 2 tiny cats followed her. Great, said Andrew. Another stupid hologram. I think she's cute, said Sierra. Hush, said the bunny. Good night, clocks, and good night, socks. Good night, Sierra. Good night, Bunny. Sierra took her book and headed upstairs. Good night, Andrew, said the bunny. Right. He pocketed the purloined library card. He couldn't do anything with it right away, not while the holographic bunny's handlers were watching on the spy cameras. But first thing in the morning, good night, old bunny, saying hush, he called out. And then under his breath, he muttered, in the morning, our competition we're gonna crush. All right, chapter 43. Up bright and early the next morning, Kyle made his way across the rotunda reading room. It was 8:15. The Dewey Decimal doors would open in 1 hour and 45 minutes. The game would be over in less than 4 hours. Kyle was totally pumped. Sierra Russell, on the other hand, was sitting in a comfy chair reading a book. Hey, said Kyle. Hi, said Sierra, stifling a yawn. Did you stay up all night reading? No, I went upstairs around 2. But there was a new stack of books on the librarian's desk when I came down. Oh, really? What'd you find? 5 copies of this. She showed Kyle a book. It was The 11th Hour, a Curious Mystery. It's a rhyming picture book about Horace the Elephant's 11th birthday party and the search to find out who ran off with all the food. There are hidden messages and cryptic codes all over the pages. Why is it called The 11th Hour? The birthday feast was supposed to take place at 11 a.m., but since somebody stole all the food, Kyle laughed. 11 a.m.? What? The 11th hour, the last possible moment. Kyle nudged his head up at the Wonder Dome. How much do you want to bet that at 11 o'clock on the dot, the clue we need most of all will pop up in the 300 section? Sierra smiled. So this new book is a clue about our clue. That's my guess. Did you eat breakfast? Not yet. Well, what are you waiting for? Said Miguel as he strode into the room. Today's the big day. We're gonna need our energy for the final sprint. He's right, said Akimi, climbing down the spiral staircase. Just in case you're hearing some noises, 2 of my cats are playing. The doors open in less than 2 hours, then we only have 2 more hours to figure everything out. But, said Kyle to his other teammates, Sierra just figured out when we'll get the big 300 clue. He gestured toward the picture book at the last possible minute. What? Said Akimi. 11:59? Close. 11 o'clock. Awesome, said Miguel. It must be a very good clue. Kyle and his team went into the cafe where they found Haley Daly seated at a table eating half a grapefruit and staring blankly through the glass walls into the rotunda. Hey, Haley, said Kyle. How's it going? Not bad. You? Good. Win or lose, we're having a blast. We're the fun bunch, said Akimi. You guys really get along, huh? Oh, yes, said Sierra. I haven't had this much fun since I was 6. Seriously? What's the matter, Haley, said Akimi. Life's not so good on Team Charles. It's okay, I guess. I mean, we pulled together some good clues and all. Well, said Miguel, if you ever want to switch sides, we're always looking for new members. Can I do that? Just switch sides? Even though I know everything about what Team Charles did all day yesterday? I think so, said Kyle. I mean, there was nothing in the rules about teams. Huh, said Haley. And Andrew's teamed up with you guys too? No, said Kyle. Haley nodded toward the wall of windows behind Kyle. Then why did he just swipe his library card and go into your meeting room? We're gonna stop there for today. We just finished chapter 43 and we're about to go to chapter 44. I wonder what's gonna happen if they're catching Andrew sneaking into their meeting room. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you had some fun listening to our chapters. Don't forget to check out all of our awesome digital resources. You can find them at evpl.org. We've got some really great resources for ebooks and e-audiobooks and music and movies. We also have our YouTube page, EVPL Library. We also have our Facebook page, which posts all kinds of awesome videos of how-tos that you can do at home or different things that you can do to keep yourself occupied and having some fun. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me and see you later.